And for the listener listening and hearing that there's hearing aids at a cost price of 98, that might kind of be like, what's the catch? Like, why is the barrier to entry so cheap? So can you cut down where the traditional cost works? Let's say for like established companies that sell hearing aids, let's say for $5,000. Why is it so expensive? And how have you been able to kind of fundamentally re-engineer the whole process where you can sell quality hearing aids at your price?
That's a great question. I will start with kind of in chronological order. So back in the day with prescription hearing aids, which by the way, they make phenomenal products, why is it $5,000? Well, the reality is it's a monopoly and kind of a captive industry where if you want to get a hearing aid, you have to go to a doctor. You have to pay for the doctor's time. You have to pay for the doctor's fees. You have to pay for the hearing aid manufacturer's fees. You have to pay for the appointments, the schedulings, the fittings. And even if it's all covered by insurance, you're coming out of pocket typically thousands of dollars because insurance doesn't want to pay $4,000 to $6,000 for your hearing aid. Maybe they'll give you half and you got to cover the other half. Maybe they'll give you 70% and you still got to come out of pocket $1,000 to $2,000, right? So the reality is because that was the only way to get help, they got to control the market. They got to decide what the cost was. And this is where I'll challenge that assertion. First of all, I know what it costs to make a $5,000 hearing aid. O'Brien, what would you guess?
Let's say less than $1,000.
A lot less, my friend. A lot of these
Is
products, a lot of these products cost less than $200. Some cost less than $100 to make. So, why are they? I think you know the answer. I also hold this up, phone, supercomputer, equivalent to the technology in the first NASA rocket that went to space, so they say, right? This cost $1,000. How are you possibly going to tell me that a hearing aid, which compared to this is very simple technology, costs 5 times as much?
Yeah.
When people say, what's the catch with my technology? I actually would flip it back and say, wait, hold on. What's the catch on that $5,000 price tag?
Yeah.
How?
Tell me all the benefits. What am I getting?
Yeah, how could is it 50 times better for you? So obviously there are limitations, in the lowest price points versus the highest. But the reality is majority of people have mild to moderate hearing loss, which is what over-the-counter is here to help with, but everybody who has mild to moderate hearing loss is being sold the severe and profound level products. It's like saying you need to go buy a car to get to work. And the only car at the dealership is a Ferrari. Aren't you going to walk?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And just because you have a Ferrari versus a car that is more usable for you does not mean that it does not work, does not mean that it doesn't meet your needs. It does not mean that you are not getting everything you need from it, right? So that's really the biggest difference in mindset about how we approach